Hello and welcome to hashtag Showcase Sunday. Showcase Sundays are here to bring experts in their field to help and support our hospitality and business industries. And today we've got the amazing Kim Brough, who is the singing VA. So welcome, Kim, and can you
Thank
tell
you.
us all about you, tell you who you are, what you do and why you do it?
Yeah, so my name's Kim. I am a virtual assistant based in West Cumbria. I basically help small businesses do what needs to be done for them to get on with the work that they really like doing and what they set up to do. I've had a good few years of experience doing things like marketing, PR support. I was also the Deputy Chief Executive for a national charity for a few years and did the marketing for them too. And I kind of discovered early on that I really enjoyed the admin side of things and found that other people didn't so much. So when I got the opportunity to go freelance and set up doing that as a main career, I jumped for it. I thought it would be a great thing to try, and it's worked out really well. So I set up my own business about, well, almost exactly 3 years ago now, 1st of February. So my business birthday has just passed. And it's going great. I help loads of really interesting businesses get on with their work and sort themselves out, really.
Fantastic, and congratulations, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And I'd just like to say Kim is actually my social media manager. She organises all my posts and gets it all scheduled and all out there, so I'm very pleased and very grateful to you, Kim. But I know what makes you unique and different, but tell the audience listening to our Showcase Sunday today, what makes you unique and different as opposed to your competition?
So I often think of myself as a bit of jack of all trades. There's virtual assistants vary quite a lot, so some will specialize in a specific area, whereas I like to dabble in everything. So I'm quite techie, but I'm also quite creative, which is a bit of an unusual combination, and I can kind of offer people more of a wide range of things. If they don't have the amount of work to have a specialist in each area, then they can call on me to kind of just cover a big range and really help them. So I like the fact that I can offer a lot of varied work and experience and support to people, which I think a lot of virtual assistants might be a bit more specific, which is really useful for some, but for smaller businesses, I think this really helps.
Yeah, and you work with other virtual assistants as well, don't you?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I work alongside them. In some cases, we'll take on different aspects of work, and I also work with a number of associates. So if there's an area that perhaps I'm not got the skills on, or I need the extra support there as well, they can help to give the client, to make sure the client's getting all the work done that they need, which is really nice as well. It's a really kind of I'm part of a lot of virtual assistant groups, and everyone's such a friendly bunch. We're all the kind of personality that really wants to help out, and that includes each other and recommending each other and supporting where it's needed. So it's a really nice community to be part of as well.
I love that. I love that. And I know there's lots of virtual assistants, and you have to connect with the virtual assistants. I know I use you for all the AJ Lake social media, and you come up with some really interesting, great comments and great areas to cover. And I teach it in businesses, but it's very interesting to see your take on me as a person as well as me as a business, and it's just fantastic to capture all the different elements that come through.
Yeah, I think no matter how well a person is self-aware and knows what they offer and how they come across, it's always really helpful to have that that outer eye to look in and maybe pick on something that I would recognize as someone who's not you, whereas you are thinking, oh yeah, that's great, and I knew that, but I wasn't expressing it maybe. And it's just, I really love that kind of getting to know a business and a person. Especially with smaller businesses, it's everything's so personal, and it's really about the person, and there's so much to express there. Everybody's got such a personality, and it's so much fun to be able to help people put that across.
Yeah, and when you mention small businesses, because some hoteliers might be listening now saying, well, we're a large business, we're a large organisation. You actually cover a range. So small businesses to you is small and medium-sized enterprises, aren't they?
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify, because I know all the businesses that listen to this, they all question. I can hear them questioning. Hold on, but what about this? And it's always
Yeah.
interesting. So what do you do? I know what you do right now that's relevant to the hospitality industry, but what's relevant for now and in the future that you currently do within the singing VA? Because I'd like you to mention why you called it the singing VA as well.
Sure, yeah. So
Um,
I'll jump on that one first, no problem. So when I was first setting up, people always said, oh, don't spend ages on your name, because you can spend months on thinking of the perfect name and never actually get started. So I just thought, what do I enjoy doing? I thought, oh, well, I love to sing. I've sung since I was a little girl. I sing at my desk, I sing at work, I sing in the street. So I just thought, the singing VA has such a lovely ring to it. It's so personal to me. That'll do just nicely. And everybody asks about it. So it's always a good place to start a conversation too, which is nice. And yeah, in terms of kind of how you help in the hospitality industry now, I mean, if anything's, if the last 2 years have taught us anything, is that you need to be proactive and jump on change when it comes and respond to whatever's happening. So because I'm kind of very flexible in work hours and I work with several different clients, I can jump onto things very quickly and make changes as necessary. So for example, I update websites for quite a few people, their websites. So if things change, you know, your opening times have suddenly changed, we're allowed to be open again now, so better announce that, get it up there as soon as possible. And it's also important that on kind of social media as well, to encourage people to keep on talking on social media, even if things aren't happening right away. It's to remind people that you're there all the time, like you may be closed right this minute, but you'll be back, and this kind of thing. And that's 2 years has obviously been really tough, especially in the hospitality industry, and it's nice to be able to help people kind of pick up all the things, because everything's been so sudden as well, hasn't it? It's like, oh, you've got 2 days and you can open again, or whatever it's been at the time, and just so much to think about and to do. And it's just nice for business owners to know that they can sort out the PPE or the getting staff back in or that kind of thing, and I can deal with the website and the social media and this kind of thing as well. And kind of more in general, obviously tourism and hospitality, it fluctuates so much throughout the year, and I think it's a real comfort for people to know that I can jump in when it's really busy, or when everything turns around and you've got suddenly something's dropped out and you need to sort out this, and someone's ill and you need to sort out that. So you can jump in and help there. And also on the other side of things, you know that when you don't have as much work, when the season's quiet or it's off season, you don't have to be looking for work for somebody to do, and you can say, thanks Kim, you've been great help, I don't need you right now, but look forward to joining us again when, you know, half term comes around, or that kind of thing. So I think that flexible approach is really helpful, particularly in an industry like hospitality where there are so many seasonal changes.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right, and it's really important. And a lot of business forget that little area, and they're panicking, and we need this and we need that. But you can actually use teams in different areas of the business. Doesn't have to
Yeah.
just be in one area, and that's the beauty of hospitality, of having that flexibility, and having the ability to work in all sorts of different areas, learning different new skills, etc. And you can back them up and actually keep a presence out there, making
Yeah.
sure that they're all okay.
So
So, as always, we always ask our amazing interviewees 5 top tips. What are your 5 top tips, please?
all right. So, well, I think one of the first things that I often start off with people is to set up processes, which sounds a little bit boring, but it's so helpful, especially if even if it's just you on your own. Kind of knowing these are the stages you need to take for this part of your business helps you double check it. It helps you avoid things getting missed. And it's even more important when you've got few people working with you, because then everybody's on the same page and they know what they have to do. And instead of you trying to remember, oh, what do I do? Have I missed that? And worrying about it and fretting about it, losing sleep, you've got it all there. This is the stages you take, and this is how you do it, and we'll get everything done. And I think that's a really important and maybe overlooked element of running a business at times. So that would be my first tip to get started. And kind of looking back at what we've already spoken about, stay active on your social media, on your other marketing platforms. Make sure you're there for your customers. Even if you're closed during the winter, your customers still might be thinking about booking their future holidays, especially when it's dark. Oh, I'm going away for summer. What would I like to do? And I think marketing, what people forget, it's not about making the sale here and now. It's not make a Facebook post, make a sale. It's about reminding people that you're always there, and that when they come to think of doing this activity or booking this place to stay, you're the first person that comes to mind, because they've seen you regularly, even when you weren't actively taking those bookings. And I think that's a really important part about marketing that people forget. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, when you're busy, when you're feeling overwhelmed, or even before that, just get somebody to help. It's not a failure on your part. It's not you losing control. It's preventing that. And it's honestly just asking somebody for help can just help your business so much and help you so much. It stops you getting stressed out. It means your things aren't going to fall by the wayside. Even if it could be a virtual assistant, it could be a member of staff, it could even be the occasional family member or friend who you just need to help move a piece of furniture or something. There's no harm in asking for help, and it will benefit the business so much, and just help you relax. Kind of following on for that, don't spend ages doing something someone else could do better and quicker. I know so many people who will spend 10 hours on a task that someone could do in an hour. And if you're worried about budget and you're worried about spending money and paying somebody to do that, just think about how much your time is worth as well. People forget to count, because they're not getting paid specifically by the hour. They forget to kind of put a monetary value on their own time. And so if you're charging £20 for an hour for 10 hours, it's £200, and then somebody else is going to do it for maybe £30 an hour and do it in 2 hours, you've still saved money that way. And they probably do a better job of it as well, and it saves you a lot of stress. So don't be worried about spending money, because it'll probably help you save money at the end of the day. And I think that's 4, is it? And 5, I think you'll like this one, Alison, is to set boundaries and expectations. I think in hospitality is one of those industries where you don't have the same kind of boundaries as other industries. So you're on more often, you're on weekends and holidays and evenings and all this kind of thing. But that doesn't mean you have to be on all the time and that you can't have boundaries, because offering good customer service isn't about being on the end of the phone or behind a door someone can knock on all the time. You don't have to pick up a phone call at 11 o'clock at night to take a booking. You don't have to say yes to everything your guest asks for. Make sure that what you're doing is still, you're doing it because you enjoy it, and that you can do it, can continue doing it because you're setting those boundaries. If you set expectations for your guests or your visitors, set expectations for yourself, it can really help you enjoy the work more and not burn out, and keep going even when things are hard, because you know what your hard no is. Like, don't call me at 11 o'clock. Well, you call me at 11 o'clock, I just won't be picking up the phone. I'll get back to you tomorrow. That's still great customer service. It's just remembering that as well, and looking after yourself and your own business as well as your guests and visitors.
It is, and it's about that clear communication, because that gets forgotten about on every occasion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're right, you know, and some properties will be listening and saying, but we always answer 24/7. And yes, that's fine if you're that sort of an operation. But if you're a small business and you're a 3-star property, you're not expected to answer the phone at 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. But you would have staff if it was you'd have staff who can do that, night porters, if you're a red star operation, that you're expected to be there, or 4 and 5-star expectations to be there. But it's that communication with your guests, and it's also communication with your team and understanding. And I liked what you said, as well as all the other points are brilliant. But it was interesting about asking for help. I know right at the beginning of my business, I was that person who would spend 10 hours trying to figure out something, because I had a team in my past role. And then it was, right, I have to do it all myself. And that was the best advice I'd ever been given, you know, to ship things out that doesn't serve you, that you can't, you know, that you could actually get paid more for working in your own business on. Rather than actually doing the really struggling job.
Absolutely.
Best thing ever. I mean, you know, even an ironing lady I've got, and best thing ever for home.
If people do forget, it's just your time's worth a lot of money too, and there's no point stressing yourself out over it just for the sake of a few quid, really.
It is, and I think that's where overwhelm kicks in, and everybody goes into procrastination when they're in a small business, because they're trying to do it all and you can't physically do it. And you could be out there selling your services and actually do really well if you had someone backing you up and pushing you forward. So it's a cracking advice. So have you got any examples, because I know you help the industry a lot already, and I know you help me save a lot of time and energy, and you get things sorted very quickly, but how do you add value to your clients? What's the thing that the industry now, and you've said a few of these points, but what are the areas that you would highlight?
So well, I've got one customer, for example, one client of mine is they offer services, and when they kind of came to me, they were pretty much starting out. It was a kind of a business on the side to the proper job, and they had a website, but it was a bit rubbish. It wasn't really doing what it needed to do. They were manually taking bookings and dealing with phone calls and emails and all sorts of things. And so I made improvements to the website, implemented a booking system. I worked on the kind of search engine optimization, so they were showing up better in Google, shouting out a bit more about what they were doing, about how awesome they were. Like, they had amazing reviews on TripAdvisor, and although it was kind of mentioned, it wasn't highlighted very much. And so it was just working on all these little things to bring them up and kind of just share the amazing work that they were already doing, and helping them find ways of doing that, finding new ways to advertise and get themselves out there. And now I think I've been working with them about 2 years now, they're leaders in their niche. They're one of the top ones in the area. They've got awards to their names that are advertised on their website so everybody knows. And they've got this booking system online. So now they're taking a load of automated bookings. They're not spending forever on the phone or checking emails or chasing up emails or losing bookings and that kind of thing. And I guess another one who's similar, but what they're providing is a service that's a bit more niche and personalized. So you can't really do it with an automated booking.
Yeah.
But this person's a one-man band and they were doing all these emails themselves and everything was just, and they'll be the first to admit it, it was all over the place. Like it was just absolute chaos. So they brought me on board and they just were like, here's the emails, please deal with them. So this is one where unfortunately you can't really set up a booking system because of the personalized nature of it. But now that they've got me dealing with their emails, I can chase up, I can follow up, I can make sure emails are responded to quickly. They're not losing bookings because people have lost interest because they've not heard anything for weeks. The bookings are all logged. We know what's happening. We've got a good schedule. And they're being able to focus on developing what they actually do, developing their service and focusing on that and actually enjoying the work they're doing without being overwhelmed. So a lot of it's, as I said before, it's systems and getting these systems and processes in place so that you know what you're doing. It's clear, everybody knows what's happening, everyone knows who's responsible for what. And I guess as well, it's helping provide better customer service, because by putting these systems in place, you're offering your clients and your potential clients this good service. They can get the information they need, they hear back from you on time, they get enthusiastic. You can really grab them when they're still enthusiastic and haven't lost interest because they haven't heard anything and forgotten about it for a while. And sometimes it's not even necessarily the work you do, but it's like you were saying before, bringing a fresh outsider's perspective and just, oh, you're not doing this, and this is something like, because I've got this background in other organizations as well, and even with different clients, like experiences that can all merge together for completely different people as well. Like the awards, like apply for an award or apply for an award, tell people in the press about what you're doing, just make sure your opening hours are on your website, or people can actually contact you and get a response. And just this kind of knowledge and perspective can really help, as well as the actual doing of the admin or the marketing or all that kind of work.
It's so important, isn't it? And if you don't get an outsider's point of view, and I get that when I go into businesses, it's so fascinating. And I did my business strategy planning workshop yesterday.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it was interesting because I had some gentlemen who were seasoned business owners in different fields, but it was quite interesting how they've been in the industry a very, very long time, in different areas of their industry for a very long time. And they said, some elements we know, but my goodness, now you put it into layman's terms and say how easy it is to implement within your business, it then becomes easy to do and implement to make a massive difference. And that's exactly the same, and it's seeing that fresh eyes that in your business that opens up potentially pivoting into a new direction, or diversify, innovating. And it's so important. And you're right, certain things on websites don't work all the time. Especially I have trouble with my capture sometimes. It stops people working on it. And I think, why is that doing that? And it could be a Google algorithm that just slips it out. And it's important having somebody keeping an eye out. And I love that. And especially putting processes in place to make sure that it becomes streamlined and the customers get answered. It's brilliant.
And then you're not keeping everything in your head as well, which, I mean, this is another thing. You may know some things, and I could go in there, or you could go in there and tell them you should be doing this, and they think, oh, I know that, but your head's been so full of everything else that you're trying to juggle. There's just no clarity or time to really focus on that point. So yeah, it just really helps open things up and get ideas onto a piece of paper or into somebody else's head.
To do, which
Yeah.
is brilliant. So if someone was sat here now thinking, sitting on the fence and going, oh, gosh, that sounds amazing, absolutely amazing, I could do that within my life, but I have no idea where to start or what to give her. What can I give her? And that happens a lot. So what would your past clients or your present clients, I mean, I know what I would say to give you straight off, but what would they say?
So I think it's different for everyone, but I think the advice I give to clients or new clients or even potential clients who aren't sure is just take a moment, take half an hour, sit down and jot down everything you do in your business and split it. Like I love it. You can do it how you like. Some people prefer it on the phone. I love a pen and paper because it's just, you can see it there, you can cross things out, you can scribble all over the place. It's great. But make a list of everything you do and you'll be amazed at how much stuff there is. Even be quite, go really deep in it, you know, break it down into smaller areas. And then get a highlighter, a couple of coloured highlighters, and highlight the bits that you really love doing. And that's why you set up the business and why you do what you do. And keep those because that's your motivation. That's what you want to do. And then highlight the bits that are like, oh, I hate this. I hate this much, this part of the work so much. And then look at the ones that you think, well, I don't mind these either way, but really probably somebody else could do it. And then pick out the bits that other people could do and pick out the bits that you hate doing and look at passing those over to somebody else. I think I'm always kind of happy to speak to people beforehand if they're not sure, because it's always nerve-wracking passing work over to somebody, especially if it's the first time you're ever doing that, if you've never worked with staff, if you've never worked with a virtual assistant or similar. So start small. You don't have to give away everything at once. Build it up and grow in confidence with it. But just think about what your business would be and how more enjoyable working in your business would be if you didn't have to go every day and deal with all the same questions on those emails that everybody's asking you all the time, or these tedious little jobs that you hate doing, but other people love doing them. I love those jobs. They're so important to a business, and that's what I really love about it. And just, yeah, pick out what you can get rid of. And if you're not sure how you could pass that work on, if you feel, oh, I don't know if somebody else really can do that, just talk to somebody. Most virtual assistants will be happy to have a chat with you with kind of no obligation about, and suggest ideas, because somebody else could have an idea or know of a system or have experience in doing exactly the same kind of work you're talking about, and suggest ways of doing it that you'd never thought of. And that task that suddenly you couldn't possibly hand over to everybody else is suddenly, oh, it's so easy for somebody else to do that. And yeah, I think that's, start small. Just the things that you know you can definitely don't mind somebody else doing, just start with that. Even if it's just half an hour a week, it's something, it's a start. You'll see that your business isn't going to fall apart from giving that to somebody else, and you can go from there and build up as you need to.
I think the other thing as well, and this is what I relate to when I was in my old position as a hotel general manager, and the one thing that I wished I'd have known about was a virtual assistant. Because I would run management meetings, board meetings, you know, and we'd be scratching around to see who could take the minutes, and all it needs is an NDA, because you couldn't use any of the team just in case it went down the line if there were certain things being discussed that was highly confidential. But you could actually do a non-disclosure agreement with yourself and actually be okay and be confident that it is actually highly confidential.
Yeah, most tasks are surmountable. There's usually some way to outsource it if you need to, or if you want to. It just could be that you've not thought of the way to do it yet, and somebody else could suggest how to.
Yeah, it's worth that conversation.
Yeah.
So, have you got anything else to add?
No, I don't think so. I think we've covered a lot of ground there. I
Oh,
mean, I
yeah.
hope it's I hope it's been useful. It's yeah, as you said, virtual assistants, a lot of people don't know about them and the flexibility that they can bring to a business. And it's such a great way of getting those extra work done, or dealing with seasonal work, or getting extra expert help on a particular project, and just getting rid of the jobs that you don't like doing. And I think it's really worth people thinking about and considering, and just trying out.
Yeah.
Because it's so flexible, if it doesn't work for you, you move on, you end a contract, and that's fine. You're not really losing out on anything by giving it a go.
No, that's so true, and I think, you know, the more you can pass things on. I know I work with guys in America, and we're very clear on, you're only allowed to do 20% of your task list, your action plan, your actions, that I call it, but the tasks, and the other 80% is shipped out. And I'll never forget when I first heard that, going, whoa, whoa. But it's been the best gift, because the hashtag TFM that I teach, which is hashtag time for me, is so vitally important. And it's incredible how so many people forget to have that time in the business, or to strategize, or to do elements of that. And it's so important.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're feeling stuck, you need more time for yourself,
Yeah.
and just to see how much it relaxes you and helps everything else fall into place much more easily.
Definitely, definitely. So, how can anybody get in touch with you? What's the best way to get in touch with you? Obviously, we'll put all your details at the end of this video, for everybody, all the interview. So, what would you prefer people to get? How to get in touch with you?
So usually just dropping me an email. It's just kim@thesingingva.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. I've got my phone on me all the time. If you try and get me on there, you will get me. So yeah, drop me a message just to say hi, or ask a bit of advice, or learn a bit more about virtual assistants or anything like that. Just I'm about. I respond pretty quickly most of the time. So yeah, email or social media is absolutely fine.
That is brilliant. Thank you so much, Kim. It's been an honour and a pleasure to have you on our Showcase Sunday
Thank
today.
you.
And
Lovely chatting with you.
thank you for giving so much content, and ability to get people to understand what they could actually ship out to other people, that would make their lives so much easier.
Glad to help.
Thank you.